We had a trade made in the NFL as the Atlanta Falcons are picking up a cornerback, and it's Jeff Okudah from the Detroit Lions.
This has more there is more relevancy here than people want to let on.
Okay, what do you mean by that?
So I've said this several times in Atlanta Falcon mock draft videos. I felt like they needed another corner. I thought there was a possibility that was going to be either Christian Gonzalez or Joey Porter Jr. in the top 10.
Mm-hmm.
I now fully don't believe that. I think they're going to try Okudah on the outside, see if they can bring the talent out of him. I mean, look, he hasn't been particularly good, and I think he was being coached by one of the best defensive back coaches in this league, in Aaron Glenn.
Mm-hmm.
So thinking you're going to get number 3 pick in the draft out of him is probably not going to happen. Can he be a starter in this league? Maybe.
He could be a solid 2.
Which is what he's going to be.
Behind A.J.
He
Terrell.
would be on the other side of A.J. Terrell.
Right.
Casey Hayward's going to play in the slot. And now I'm looking at the secondary going, that's not terrible.
No.
Especially when I think about who the second receivers are on teams in this division. I guess even your Bucks, who have without a doubt the best group of wide receivers. Chris Godwin plays in the slot all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So Okudah's going to get Russell Gage and Raheem Shaheed and I'm trying to even think, Terrace Marshall. That's 6-year games. So, I mean, I think he can hold up to that.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a number 1 corner in this league, but I think this is a formidable pickup.
And in return, the Falcons send a 5th-round pick to Detroit.
Is it insane to think that Atlanta's defense might be better than we think?
I think Atlanta's defense was better than we gave it credit for last year. Now,
it helps when you can run the ball.
Right, but it was
they were the best rushing teams in the league.
Sure. And I'm not saying that it's star laden and all of that, but they've got some solid players on this team.
No doubt. And Joseph Osteen, I hope I said that correctly, said $10 million in cap space and a 5th-round pick. Brad Holmes is a genius. I agree with you. He was the odd man out in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
So I had them taking Devin Witherspoon at 18 for a long time because I didn't think they had necessarily the one. What this tells me is that's probably less likely. They're looking at this group going, we're good. We're good. He's the odd man out. We're going to get a pick back for him right here, erase a mistake. He gets – and there's another level of this, of you're doing what's right by the kid. And trust me, players and agents in this league see that. As opposed to letting him wallow on the bench as a 4th corner, yeah, you did what was best for you because you went and got the talent, but you also did what was best for him. And, I mean, you can vouch for this. What little I know of Brad Holmes and through friends of friends, he is very highly thought of in this league.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a reason. It's because he does things like this. And I think this is one of those rare win-win situations for both teams. Atlanta gets a lottery ticket. It keeps them from having to take that corner at 8, which opens them up to whether it's Skoronski, Quentin Johnston, whoever it is you want to take at 8. You can now do it.
Edge rusher.
Edge rusher is what I want. I really don't think there's one there
well,
that's going to be there.
If Tyree fell, which is probably not going to happen, or if Lucas Van Ness is there at 8.
Lucas Van Ness will be there. I'm just not 100% sure you're taking that high. I'm not averse to it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really curious to see where you have him in your top 25 when we talk about this.
Oh, he's on it. He's on the list. No, I really do think that, Atlanta was that scrappy team that you just didn't want to play. They weren't a pushover. They were going to give you a fight each and every week. And that's kind of Arthur Smith football.
Well,
that's how Arthur Smith runs his team, and I think they've done a good job of building this team up. They're a couple of drafts away from being really good.
I would agree with that.
I mean, you got to have a quarterback.
I think this team's getting in the right direction anyway. Not cousin Colin Greene, who's a Saints fan, and that does have to be said here, said prisoner of the moment. I don't think it's so much that. I think Atlanta is they're looking at the NFC, going, the NFC is attainable right now. Because there's only a handful of really good teams in the NFC.
Mm-hmm.
So if we can make the playoffs, get this young roster, even if we're the 7, and we go in and get annihilated by the Detroit Lions or the New Orleans Saints or whoever, I can't even wrap my head around who is San Francisco, I guess?
Yeah.
With Trey Lance's hairline that starts at the back of his skull? If you haven't seen that picture, Trey, buddy, It's time to tap out on that because it's tapped out on you.
It's time to go shave head.
Yeah, it's just time to go full Mr. Clean. It's a bad look. I saw this move, and I feel like Atlanta keeps doing this. They just keep hitting solid doubles.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that I'm looking at going, well, that was the acquisition of the offseason? No, but you get the lottery ticket here. You get the veteran presence in Calais Campbell. I don't have any idea what to think about your Buccaneers. I don't have a lot of idea what to think about the Carolina Panthers. And as I said yesterday, I think the New Orleans Saints, if something happened to Derek Carr, where are you?
Mm-hmm.
Am I looking for that to happen? No. But what if it does?
You're in the same boat you were last year.
Exactly. And then I hate to tell you this, but Atlanta's the best team in this division.
Absolutely.
And that's
even without a quarterback. Although,
and if you look at what they're doing, I feel like they're mitigating the risk of not having a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know they're going to be able to run well. They did it last year. You're cranking up the defense. You're throwing talent into the room. I feel like there's a merit to that.
I do think Carolina has a bigger spot in this conversation of
They
NFC
do.
South risers.
They do, but they also have a rookie quarterback.
Of course.
Trevor Lawrence came in, who is one of the highest rated prospects I've ever had, and struggled as a rookie.
I'm not saying they're a guaranteed playoff team or they're going to get 10 wins in the first season. I'm just saying they're going to be a player.
And I wasn't trying to poo-poo them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just telling you from what I'm looking at with Atlanta, you have done a good job of filling holes, not overpaying anybody, increasing the talent base on this team. You hit several developmental players, I thought, last year with Ebiketie, Troy Anderson. And I'm watching Arthur Smith play the long game. And I think there's a great merit to that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and this is one of the rare trades I'm looking at going, I think this is an A for both teams.
You look at that Atlanta Falcons secondary now with A.J. Terrell and Jeff Okudah and Casey Hayward and Jesse Bates. That's a pretty stout group.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of their best signings in the offseason was Caden Ellis. I think him as a situational pass rusher is going to be a big hit with Arnold Ebiketie coming into his own in the second year. I do like this Atlanta defense, and I think they just got better.
Kevin Vick in our YouTube comment said, Atlanta, the best team in the division. I didn't know y'all turned into a comedy show. Okay, I'll say this about the NFC South. Then we got to take a break. The only team I know definitively is not winning it is Tank's Baker Mayfield led, fire them cannons, by golly, but more better.
Let Baker bake.
Yeah, he's going to bake a poop cake.
All right, Tank's top 25 and their perfect fits in the 2023 NFL Draft coming up next.